Gielinor, the magical world of RuneScape. It's divided into chunks for easy use. Welcome to Chunkman Dead Die Kill, the series where I conquer the landmass of Gielinor by doing tasks and unlocking chunks. Last episode we completed another 4 tasks to unlock another 4 chunks. These tasks were achieving 1375 total level, completing the Desert Easy Diary, killing Bryophyta for the 50th time and thus completing the last boss task for it, and then the last task was opening another 25 beginner clues to get to 550 opened in total. Our map expanded with the Karambuan fishing spot, the southwestern part of the lava maze, a small island off the coast of Fossil Island, and lastly the agility pyramid chunk. Today we start off after just completing the Desert Easy Diary and collecting our reward. If we take a look at the Medium Desert Diary, let's see if that's possible or not. So, Summit of the Agility Pyramid, it's okay. A bit of Hunter levels. And we still need a chunk. Where the orange salamanders are. Eagle's Peak is actually very far off. Combat Potion, I think that should be possible. Camelot is possible. Polyph Niche is okay. Antique logs. Okay, so it's pretty much a hunter level and Eagle's Peak that we're still missing. But Eagle's Peak is very far away. We would need to get to this part of the map here. So that's very far off. So the medium diary for the desert isn't going to be for any time soon. For now, we should be able to do another few quests. So let's gear up for that and let's get on with that. While we are still in the desert, let's do the contact quest. We can do this quest now because we finished the quest to get into Sophanum. So we need to start the quest in Sophanum, so let's buy a ticket from Shantae and get there. Let's talk to the High Priest to see what is up. As we showed that all the plagues here in the city aren't contagious, the High Priest would like to have the relations restored and the quarantine lifted from Menaphos, the neighboring city, but they were greeted by a lot of Menaphite archers which were pretty hostile to them, so Menaphos won't be available for a while. The High Priest wants to get word to the people of Sophanum inside the city walls of Menaphos to come back to the city, but as he can't go in, we need to find a way to get to the city. One of the ways to get in the city would be to go below ground, and there should be something below ground that the followers of Scarabaeus have made. So let's talk to Jax to get more information about that sect. Jax tells us that there is a maze below this part here, but recently there were some scarabs which were coming from the below ground and everything got ravaged. So he did not want us to go down, but let's go and see what's the problem. So the bank here was ravaged as well, and there are some guards keeping out the scarabs. So let's try to go down. And now to go through the entire maze. Okay, that was fairly smooth with protect from magic and we only got hit once from the traps, so that's pretty good. Let's go down the ladder to the next level. A bit further on we see the body of Khalif here, so let's search it to get a clue of what happened. We got a parchment from his body. Apparently Khalif was meant to go and talk to the agent in Menefos, so there is a way into Menefos, so that's perfectly what we are looking for. So let's go in his spot and talk to the agent there. Let's talk to Maisa on the other end of this chasm. Maisa here is pretty annoyed that she is still on this assignment and wants to talk to Osman, the spy master from Al-Qarid. We made a deal with her that we will get Osman for her, and she then will in turn tell the Sophonites inside Menefos that they can go home. So let's go back to Al-Qarid. Osman here has apparently some vendetta against the Menephites and didn't want to go, but as we told him, if he helps the Sophonites, that could drive a wedge between the neighboring towns, and then he agreed to go and meet Maisa. So, all the way back we go. Let's talk to Osman here, just outside of Sophanum. Osman used the same passage we used in the last quest to get into the town, and he already went to the underground, so let's do the same thing. Okay, that was a fairly damaging second round. Lost 3 fish, so let's hope that's still enough to kill the end boss. Osman is talking to Maisa on what to do. The ground is shaking. A lot of scarabs form a giant one. This is going to be a difficult fight with the gear we have with us. And ooh, we got poisoned. Oh, that's bad. That's really, really bad. Let's go back. We definitely need better gear. So, let's go back. Let's bring some better food and some better potions. Okay, let's try that again. We got our best food out. We didn't get any damage in the maze. We got everything we needed. So let's kill us a giant scarab. Okay, and that's the giant scarab down. This took longer than I imagined. We didn't have to use many food, but we did use quite a lot of prayer. Osman returned just after the giant scarab was killed, and let's take the keris that was embedded into the scarab itself. I know it does more damage to scarabites or scarabs in general, but for the rest it doesn't seem to be a decent weapon. But either way, let's go back through the maze and back to the high priest to tell him that the people of Sophenum are now going to come back from the Menaphos city. And that's the end of the quest. We get 1 quest point, 7000 thieving experience, which is pretty nice. The Keris, which honestly isn't that great. A combat lamp, which will be amazing. And access to the Sophenum Bank, which is really good. So, let's use the combat lamp. We can do it on every combat skill except prayer. So we might as well use it on magic. That's 7000 magic experience. And another time 7000 magic experience. So, not a level, but that was a pretty good reward. And as we finished the quest, that means we completed another task and are able to roll another chunk. We completed the 52nd quest, Contact, for 154 chunks unlocked. And then back to the map, we unlocked this part here in the wilderness just below the lava maze. It gives us additional chunks to unlock in the wilderness, so hopefully we won't get one there. Well, let's hope for another good one. I would really like to go more to the Kandran region. So, let's pick a chunk. Ooh. Yeah, okay, it's not wilderness, but it's even worse. A part of Fossil Island. Yeah, we can't get here, so this is pretty much a dead chunk. Standing in the new bank here at Sophenum, we pretty much ran out of quests to do. We could do Wanted, but there's a possibility we cannot finish it. We have 12 beginner caskets from the Bryophyta grind, so we only need 13 more for another chunk. So I think we're going to go back to the Minotaurs and finish those 25. And that's the next 25 caskets. This didn't take all that long, but we didn't get any completed easy clues, which is a bit of a shame. But either way, let's look at the collection log. We are at 550 beginner clues and we only need the sandwich lady hat. So hopefully we get it in the next 50. But for now, let's see if we get it in the next 25. Let's spam open them as usual. Let's go. Okay, no pop-up. Nothing in the inventory. And only a pair of mole slippers on the ground. So that brings us up to 575 beginner treasure trails and only one more chance in the next 25 to hopefully get to a green log for the beginner treasure trails. The 24th clue task, completing 575 beginner clues, has been completed for 155 chunks in total. And then back to the map, we unlocked a part of Fossil Island, last chunk, and as we cannot get here, we hopefully don't get anything over here. Some of the best chunks would still be Kandrin here, maybe going a bit further to Trollheim. Some of the last chunks here on Karamja, maybe filling up some of the gaps here. Hopefully not something on the remote islands like here in Mosle Harmless or Fossil Island. and of course, hopefully not something in the wilderness as well. But either way, let's see what the chunk picker gives us. Pick a chunk. Okay, more nothingness. Let's try that again. Pick a chunk. Ooh, that's actually useful. That's part of the swamp in Mauritania. I'm not sure if we can now do the first Mairiki quest. I'd have to check if we only need this chunk or if we need this as well. If we look at the map here, we apparently need Morton as well for the boat here, and then probably this one as well because this is the end of the boat. But let's unlock the chunk we just got anyway. So 2 more and we would be able to do a couple of quests in the Mairiki questline. So that would be nice to unlock. For now, we could do the last 25 beginner clues, but we have currently 21 combat tasks completed. We need 4 more for another chunk from the combat tasks. And if we look at bosses, for example, Bryophyta is completed. Tempros is also completed. The giant mole has 6 challenges where we could go to 10 kill count, 50 kill count. This shouldn't be that difficult either. And the harder ones here should not be possible, I think. But that would only be 3 and getting to 50 kill count would be very very long. But for the other boss we have unlocked Obor. We already have the kill 5 and kill 1s. But then we have 4 extra tasks. So we need to kill Obor when he is immobilized on a free-to-play world, not getting knocked back, and always praying the correct thing. So this should be possible to do. These are 4 challenges, and that would be just the 4 we need. And when we did some Slayer a while ago, we got 3 more keys. So we have 3 shots to try and get those 4 combat tasks. Here we are at Obor in a free-to-play world, so that's going to be one we immediately will complete. The only things we had from upgrades are these gloves from the Banshees and the beacon ring. Both cannot be used on a free-to-play world, but this shouldn't really pose any problems. So quick prayer is on ranged. Let's make sure we have snare here. And then let's go. Okay, let's just freeze him for the last time. So he is immobilized while we kill him. Come on, just one more hit. Yeah, there we go. And that's Obor down. And we got squashing the giant. Back to the wall, that's 2. Fighting as intended, so that was the free-to-play one. And did we get all 4? No. We only completed 3. So which one are we still missing? We're still missing the one where he is immobilized. Second try. With snare here we have 10 seconds to hold him. I think we have to make sure that he's still snared when he goes down until he completely disappears. So let's give this a try. Maybe we can kill him with the snare itself. Oh, not yet ready. Come on. 1 damage, okay. It's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, no damage this time. I think this will be the best bet, to just try to kill him when he's snared, then I had auto retaliate on. So we're going to have one shot at this. So we're going to try and kill it with a snare. Okay, he's down to about 11 HP. Maybe let's try to use a wind blast instead. Okay. I didn't bring any prayer potions, so this might be a little difficult. Alright, one more damage. Okay, almost out of prayer. We're going to have to try and kill him the normal way. Out of prayer. That doesn't hit. Last hit. Come on. Oh, we got it! Okay, didn't expect that going that way, but that's the last combat task completed for Obor. So if we look now to bosses, we have Bryophyta on green, we have Obor on green, and we have Temperosa on green. Great! And because we completed that task, that was also 25 combat tasks completed in total, which means we can unlock another chunk. Okay, and then back to the spreadsheet. Before we complete the combat achievement task, Jagex has changed some of the things for the high scores for the bosses. So if we look at this blog post, they have lowered the high scores for Zuck from 2 to 1. So this means our tasks will change as well. So if you go back, go to bosses, and then to Zuck. So the original task was 1 KC just to get it, because it's the first skill, because it's always important. Then we had 3 KC, so maybe that was a mistake on my part, but this is going to change to 2 KC. Then the next task will be 3 KC, and then we'll change the last one to 5 kill count. Then in the update a week after, they changed some more of the high scores. So they changed Scutizo, Chamber of Xeric Challenge Mode, Hespori, Obor, Bryophyta, Jad, and the Corrupt Gauntlet to 5 kill count to get into the high scores. And another one they changed was the Mimic. They just changed that to 1. So maybe let's change the Mimic first. So Mimic was the same thing as Zuck. It's now going to be 2, 3, and 5 kill count. For Obor, you needed to get 10 kill count to get into the high scores. This has now changed to 5 kill count. So our next task will be 10 and then 25. So this doesn't change anything to the account. We did go to 50 kill count, so a bit of a shame we had to go to 50 kill count, but it's not all that bad. Then the same thing for Bryophyta. So there is no kill count tasks which change anything for extra chunks. Just some things that will be easier in the future, like Jad and Corrupted Gauntlet, will just have a lower required kill count to get another chunk. But anyway, that was our 5th combat achievement task, completing 25 combat tasks for 156 land chunks unlocked now. And then back to the map. Last time we unlocked the swamp chunk just below Canifis, and this doesn't really change the map of what we can unlock, but the ones next to them, so this one would give us a nice spot to train Hunter, and this spot will just be useful if we get to Morton as well to complete the Mairiki questline. But anyway, let's see what the chunk picker decides. Pick a chunk. Oh, this changed. We get Mudskipper Point. That's actually pretty nice. Mudskipper Point is pretty nice because there's a medium task we need to do here by killing a Mogre. We also need it for killing a Mogre for the Rag and Bone Man 2. And also we can only kill Mogres if we start the mini quest over here just in the chunk above it. So that's definitely a mini quest you can do. And for the rest, if you look at the map, that was one of the singular chunks which we hadn't unlocked yet. So that's also pretty nice to having filled that gap here. That will be all for this episode. The changes made to the high scores and consequently to our tasks are a nice change because it will make it a bit easier to complete our tasks later on the account. Next episode we will start off with the mini quest we unlocked with the Mudskipper Point chunk. And as always, I hope to see you there.